It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Rams, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 22.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, and I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They passed the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Good job, baby. Way to hold on to it.
From SoFi Stadium. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
Throughout his career, if you're down at Jameis Winston's ability to throw the football, the concerns, they've always centered around his accuracy and taking care of it. When he makes good decisions on the field, excellent numbers usually result.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks. And plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw pulled in by Woods. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that at just about every position. And sometimes if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Vita Vea coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half-dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're an offense and you saw that on tape, you've got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Winston. Going up top for Kupp. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big play there for L.A. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on 3rd and long. But I'm not sure the defense was expecting to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
And the final number on that throw, boy, it traveled an even... ...69 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10.
54, right there, 54
On the handoff, it's Akers. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And the Rams are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate. Got the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal, so a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll dump this off to Akers. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. The kick by McManus is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And despite the 3 touchdown passes he threw, There's a lot to work on this week, wasn't there?
Ton of interception.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going really with almost a 1-to-1 ratio, that's not going to work for you well at all. Not over the long haul. The beauty, though, somehow found a way to win.
Yeah, they still got the win last week. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Get ready.
Well, Leonard Fournette, not a guy to shy away from contact. He can lower the boom on you when he gets ahead of steam, and that was a heck of a run right there.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively, and it's 2nd down. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So, I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried.
There he goes, left side. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run.
As a defense, what a nuisance when you look on the other side and they've got a tight end that can run a post route like that.
And you felt the ground shake, didn't you? Oh, even all the way up here in this booth. How about when he grabbed the football? You could see the terror as everyone was thinking, do I even want to try and tackle that big man?
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Leonard Fournette
with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
Now the extra point try forthcoming.
He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at this as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Jameis now on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Bishop. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Winston. He finds his man, complete. That's Bishop. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in.
They should have put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now it's a bootleg with Winston. Rolling to his right. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll run a draw now with Akers. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to...
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
Punter Sterling Hoffrichter out now on 4th down.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taken in at the 22. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
And that's on Austin Jackson, first-round pick in 2020.
They're going to look to throw. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he stopped immediately there. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain. When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Fournette, a first down carry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Fielded right around the 8. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Now at the game so far for James. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
2nd and 10. They'll give this to Akers running right.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 3rd down, Winston. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Sterling Hoffrichter now.
Standing just outside his own goal line. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A 40-yard punt, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Back now comes Tampa Bay.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Leonard Fournette
with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. Into the end zone for 6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Set to go again. Here's Cam Akers in the LA offense.
They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
The Rams on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Jameis to throw it.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not one bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's fielded at the 34. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Leonard Fournette
with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31.
And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Now the try here for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. L.A. set to take over again on offense.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A first down throw for Winston. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Looking to throw again on second down. Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Winston. Now that'll be caught by Kupp, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And Winston lost the football, but it looked like a Rams player was able to get his hands on it, yes, so they will hold on to the football indeed. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left. Even. 4.
On the give, this is Akers.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Take it at the 37. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And with decent starting field position, they're maybe only a couple completions away from field goal range.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He sets up the screen to Jones. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They'll try and run for it with Jones.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our... And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
Now a hit and a loose football. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
So a turnover there on the kickoff, and don't look now, but that just made things a little more interesting.
Very interesting, because when you're trailing in a game, these are the mistakes that you pray for. You just went down and scored. Now you get the football. Another great opportunity.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Vita Vea, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one.
Look at this time for runs, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And now off to the races down the right side. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Automatic first down.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Fournette. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal.
And the Rams will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They'll run on first down with Akers.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line. Now a run with Akers.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first-down gains.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
2nd and 14. A give, running right is Akers.
And he'll take this one down to the 36.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. My 50. Wait. 54. Man, that's trash. That's trash. Mike,
here's Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their background. They were all county, all state at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
80 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They go play action here on first down. Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Fournette on the toss to the right. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Evans has it left side. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, marking down at the 9.
He can really smell 800 catches right now because that last one puts him at 799, knocking on the door.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now second and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
2nd and 6. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Mike Evans with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown, and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
Now the try here for the point after. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. To throw is Winston. He finds his man, complete. It's Bishop. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw, Winston.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
115 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football, and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
Now Leonard Fournette. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Back now here on EA Sports. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. But we'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
A gain of 27 on the play. 1st down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Matt Milano showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Fournette.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year.
And the Bucs look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole.
Winston now to throw on 1st down.
And he almost had his 2nd pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st and 10, Winston. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 33.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
To the air again with Winston.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey. 4 down.
Here's Winston. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing right, and that's complete. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And McManus able to put it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bucs ready to take over once again. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. Fournette, a first down, still going, as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line.
156 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
First down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Dumps it off to Fournette. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Here we go.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Back to throw. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
It's a gain of 7.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Check. 48, Mike. 48
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be.
And he's going to be brought down back in his own 6-yard line.
Vita Vea in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I notice you used the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Buccaneers,
they make NFL history with this, their 17th win without a loss. A perfect 17-0 on the regular season.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for L.A.,
they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen as it is an 8-9 season in the end.
And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end.
Thank you.